A language model inherently knows nothing about your business except what it was originally trained on the internet.
Right.
That's sort of it. And we talk about this sort of employee analogy all the time. A new employee walking in the door knows nothing about your business at that point. They may be the smartest guy you've ever met, smartest gal you've ever hired, but they don't know anything about it. And they're not going, beyond sort of generic tasks. They don't know how you want to run your business. They can't deal with the fact that, hey, a customer just called and said, what is your policy? How do you think about it if you short deliver a customer, or if there's an issue out there, or sort of what's your strategy related to how you think about growing a market, or optimizing? Are you optimizing for revenue growth? Are you optimizing for margin growth? And that changes over time. The model inherently knows nothing about that. Bringing that to life with the model is that last mile, and
Yeah.
doing it in a way that it doesn't wander off, or if it is wandering off, we know it as immediately and can
So
sort of correct for
I
its
think,
behavior.
Jim, to your point there, I think that that last part of going live is one thing, keeping it on the rails, managing
Yeah.
it, going that's really what you should be asking, right? Because just to go live, it doesn't do you a whole lot of good if you can't run it over. You need to run it for months, years, right? Like pick the time frame that you want to be successful over. So that takes care and feeding. That takes knowledge, right? And so building the systems, like I could go and have a conversation with ChatGPT, and then I could start that same conversation tomorrow, and it will
Very
relearn the
different
things
result.
we taught it yesterday. But
Right.
what I really want is something that understands the business practices, applies the best solution, is integrated and connected with the rest of my system, whether that's the user interface, the knowledge bases, the databases, right? Those are all the enterprise engineering practices that have to come to play as you deploy these kinds of systems.
I just going to say that the models as shipped by the providers are by definition the bar. They are the average, right? That's the starting point. You have to make them better than what they ship with. Otherwise, you're not even in the competitive playing field along with everybody else. So what you get from the model provider is just the beginning, and we've just got to keep remembering that as how we differentiate.
I think Alone just hit on a colossal point that probably merits its own
Huge.
podcast. Huge, which is keeping a generative AI powered solution, whether we're talking about agents or applications or whatever, keeping that on the rails and doing what it's supposed to be doing is a function that requires three different skill sets. It requires some IT skills. It requires some deep functional knowledge about what it's supposed to be doing. It requires AI knowledge. And you got to bring all those skills together. And who owns that organizationally and who's on the hook for making that happen is very different than the way traditional deterministic software is supported and run in an enterprise. And if you're not ready to take that on as an organization and think about that organizational responsibility and the investment associated with it, there's huge ROI that's out there, but there is investment beyond just sort of what you pay to chat, what you pay in your enterprise license here or there. It is a different thing that needs to be supervised and supported. Probably merits its own discussion, but I think companies sort of need to at least recognize and understand that, and be ready for sort of an organizational change for supervising that digital employee, even if that digital employee has a very narrow task.
So I'm gonna throw you a question. You can bring us home on this. I'm a senior executive at a company, and they've heard about the AI bubble, and they got word of this video from Andre that says, yeah, this is a 10-year journey, and they're like, I guess I can wait a while. What's your advice to them?
Sure. Wait for a while and see how that works out for you. I think that's potentially the best way to go out of business is just ignore what's going on around you and assume nothing is changing. I mean, look, the reality is some businesses will last fine without AI because they have whatever advantages they have. I think for the average business in a competitive landscape, you have to think about what's the competition doing? How am I going to beat the competition?
Yeah.
And that probably involves using the best available tools to do the job. So, as we pointed earlier, those tools are changing. And if you keep waiting for those tools to settle down, you'll be waiting a long time. So be thoughtful about where to start. Use some expertise if you don't have it in-house, but get started and then stake your ambition at the appropriate level so you can get some wins and understand, okay, here's where the wins are coming from. And then you can get more ambitious as you go through that journey.